about shapes. Okay, and the names of shapes are very, very important. Because when we learn about shapes, we're always going to learn about certain properties of shapes. Okay, properties of shapes. Okay, now properties are kind of like characteristics. So now if I asked you guys to describe, let me say for instance, Cyril Ramaphosa. What do you guys know about Cyril Ramaphosa? You can put your hand up and tell me something that you know about Cyril Ramaphosa. Anybody? Roland, what do you know about Cyril Ramaphosa? Who is this person? Yes, Luto is definitely right. Hi, Roland. Can you unmute for me and tell me who do you know about Cyril? What do you know about Cyril Ramaphosa?
Morning, Miss. Afternoon, Miss.
Hello. Afternoon.
Cyril Ramaphosa is the president of South Africa.
Excellent, excellent. I'm glad that you know that. That's very important. We should know who the president of the country is. Do we know anything else about Cyril Ramaphosa? Other than that he's the president? Or do we just know that he's the president? He's also the president of a particular party. Do you know what the name of that party is? Oh, Jerry has put it in the chat. If you're a bit lost, check the chat. Everybody's telling you he's the president of a particular party. I see you, Flori.
It's ANC, Miss.
Yes, exactly. He's the president of the ANC party. Flori, do you know anything else about Cyril Ramaphosa? I know I can tell you a couple of things. Flori?
Ma'am, he owns a party.
Well, he doesn't quite own the party. He's the president of the party at the moment, but yes, you're correct. Okay. Excellent. All right. Yeah. So he owns quite a lot of McDonald's in the country. He's also a very successful businessman. He was a businessman before he became president. That's something else we need to know. He also grew up in Soweto. So we know a lot of things about Cyril Ramaphosa, right? Now, that's not the point. Remember, we're not doing a lesson on politics. We are actually doing a lesson on shapes. So the same thing we just did with Cyril Ramaphosa, we need to remember these certain things about certain shapes. And I want you guys, if you can, take a screenshot of the shapes that you see on the screen now, because I'm going to move down, I'm going to scroll down, and there are going to be even more shapes that you need to learn about. Okay, obviously a circle, if we look at a circle doesn't have any corners. Smita says it's the first thing she did. She just went and took a screenshot. Guys, please take a screenshot, or if you can, draw really quickly. I'm going to give everybody 1 minute to take a screenshot or write down the names and the properties that you see on the screen, because these are very important shapes that we're going to be looking at as we go along, especially when we're talking about triangles and quadrilaterals, and we're going to talk about those in a little bit more detail. But at the moment, all of these are important. And then I'm going to scroll down quickly, and I want you guys to take a screenshot of these or take these down. And I know everybody's like, oh man, this is a lot. I know, don't worry. I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes to take down all of this. Okay, Letitia, you're asking what we're going to be writing the quiz about. The quiz is going to be about some of this stuff. So this is the kind of stuff that you're going to have to remember. Okay. I hope you guys are writing all of that down. Hi, Nelisa. It's okay. It's okay. All right. I'm going to give you guys 1 more minute. Okay. Oh, Flori's like, ma'am, please move up again. Okay, there we go. I move up for just 2 minutes. Okay, I'll give you 20 seconds. Be quick about it, Flori. Akumzi, it will depend on what device you're on. So if you're on a laptop, you need to print screen. You need to take a shot of your entire screen. But if you're on a phone, then it will depend on what device you're on. And I think you're going to have to ask your mom or dad to help you with that, to show you where that is, or your older brother or sister, or anybody who knows how to take a screenshot on that particular device. Okay, this is my favorite shape, guys. I'll tell you now. My favorite shape is the heptagon. Oh, sorry, the decagon. Oh, sorry, Letitia, I'm very sorry. Just try and take a screenshot of this and then just tell me which part you need to take a screenshot of, and then we can go up or down. Okay. My favorite shape is the decagon. Teacher Kat, do you have a favorite shape?
I do not.
No.
I mean, I'm seeing the oval now and it looks kind of cute. But there's no serious reason.
I've never heard
Never thought about that.
calling the shape cute, but
I mean, look at it. It's like adorable.
Masichaba says, not Masichaba. Oh, Jody says she likes nonagons. And Ina says, ma'am, doesn't a semicircle have a side? Yes, it has one side, but a circle has no sides. The whole side is the whole thing. Okay. Lindiwe, you don't have to draw because it is going to be a little bit difficult. So if you can just write octagon has 8 sides. Aziza says her favorite one is triangles. Chad says decagons. Actually, if you're done taking screenshots or writing everything down, how about you pop in the chat what your favorite shape is? Tell me what your favorite shape is. Caro says she likes hexagons. Luto also says ovals. Akumzi says none. Akumzi, I didn't think you were a hater of shapes. I didn't know they were shape haters. Letitia says she likes hearts. Somebody says diamonds. I like real diamonds more than I do just the shape. I want actual diamonds in my life. So yes. Siamo, yeah. I agree. Guys, how do you like no shape at all? Oh, guys. Roland says he likes the rhombus. I like the word rhombus because it's such a weird word.
It is, right? It's fancy.
It is very fancy. Siamo says nonagon. Bryden doesn't have a favorite shape. I also like decagons, I won't lie. So I'm going to move down a little bit so you guys can have a look at the last 3. There aren't that many left. There's a rectangle, a parallelogram, and a rhombus. Deborah, why do you like the square of all things?
Teacher Coco?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that say parallelogram?
Thank you for that. Thank you for that, because I did not realize that parallelogram is actually spelled wrong. Thank you.
We don't want them to copy it wrong. There we go.
There we go. Thank you. And Sam says facts. So well done, teacher Kat. Somebody saying, Misela says, sorry, I'm late. That's fine. We are not going to be doing different types of circles. In this particular program, we're going to be focusing more on triangles and quadrilaterals, because those are the ones that come up quite a lot. Those are going to come up quite a lot. Okay, especially when you get to like grade 10, 11, and 12. Yeah, okay, they're going to come up quite a lot. Okay, Teacher Kat, can I ask you to help Mufuri? He says he can't hear anything, if that's okay. Kamohelo, you're saying, is it a diamond? Which one is the diamond here? I'm not sure which one you're asking is a diamond. So you'll have to put that in the chat for me, and then we can have a look. Melissa, I'm not sure how to do that. Yes, Lindiwe, there are 15 shapes all in all. Let me just make sure I didn't skip anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, there should be 15 shapes all in all. The right corner. Yes, it does look like a diamond. It actually looks exactly like a diamond. But remember, a rhombus is just like, it's a square that's just moved over to the side a little bit. So it could be a square or it could be a rhombus. They're kind of sort of the same thing. Okay. It's just, if a square is straight like this, a rhombus just kind of tilts a little bit to the side like that. Okay. Yes, Jody, we missed you quite a lot. Yes, thank you for coming back. All right. Okay, now it's going to be your turn. Okay, and I'm hoping you guys are not going to flood the chat with answers or anything like that. We are going to be trying to name these 6 shapes. If you remember them, if you've written them down, what I want you guys to do is on your piece of paper or in your book, I want you guys to write down all the names of the shape. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Write down the names of the shapes. And then when you're done, I want you to put the dancing lady emoji in the chat. Only after you've written all of them down and giving them names. And you don't have to draw it, Akumzi. You just need to write number 1 and what the shape is, number 2, what it is, number 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, remember guys to put only one emoji in the chat. Just one emoji. Okay. Fezeka, I don't think you're done yet. Unless you've written all of them down, I don't think you could be done yet so soon. Tetelo, it's okay. We are naming shapes today. So I'm hoping you're ready to name all the shapes that we've got on the screen at the moment. Okay. For those of you who are already putting the dancing lady in the chat, I hope you've written them all down already. Okay. Ayanda's not following instructions. Remember, put the dancing lady emoji. There we go. Thank you, Juria. Sike, yes, they are more at the bottom. I just want you guys to do the 6 that we have on the screen at the moment. Okay. Just the 6 that we have, and then we're just going to scroll down once we're done. Mukhuri says he was still sorting out his volume. Mukhuri, we're naming these 6 shapes. Okay, just write down number 1 and give me a name, 2, give me a name, 3, 4, 5, 6. Brighton, that is the wrong emoji. So some of you guys are not quite listening to instructions. Akumzi, if you don't know what number 6 is, then that means you did not write down the names of all the shapes that I just showed you just now. And I did say everybody needs to take screenshots and everybody needs to write down the names of the shapes, but we're going to get to naming them in just a bit. So don't stress. Okay. That's okay. Misela, we are naming the shapes that are on the screen. Everybody has 1 more minute to do it. Okay. Thank you so much. I'm seeing so many dancing ladies in the chat. Okay. Jody, I saw your ma'am. Can I please answer number 1? I need you to raise your hand for me, my darling, because I'm going to go in the order of the people who have their hands up. Okay. Chloe's like, dancing queen. Chloe, have you not figured out how your emojis work? If you don't know, that's fine. You can also write dancing queen. That's fine. All right. Okay, let's get to naming these. Some of them are really easy. I know you guys already know what they are, but I'm going to start at the top of my list. Ayanda, can you give me the name for number 1? It's pretty easy.
Ma'am, it's triangle, ma'am.
Good. It's a triangle. Excellent. Why do we know it's a triangle? How many sides do triangles have?
Ma'am, it has 3 sides, ma'am.
Excellent. Good. Excellent. Flori, are you ready? Number 2.
Yes, ma'am.
What is number 2?
Number 2 is a hexagon because it has 6 sides.
Oh, I couldn't have put it better myself. Very well done, my darling. There
Thank
we go.
you, ma'am.
Ma'am, number 3 is a rectangle because it has 4 uneven, 4 opposite, 2 uneven sides, and yeah.
So it has 2 sides, 2 opposite sides that are equal, and 2 other opposite sides that are equal. Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. Very well done, Mujalifa. That was a bit of a, yo, ma'am, what do I say? It's fine. I know you know what a rectangle is. Alwande, number 4. What is number 4? Hello, Alwande.
It's a pentagon, ma'am.
Excellent. The pentagon. How many sides does the pentagon have?
Ma'am, it's a pentagon.
How many sides does it have?
5.
Excellent. It has 5. And okay, well done, Alwande. Every one of you guys who's asking me, ma'am, please go back. I need you guys to hold on for just a few seconds, just so we can finish.
Ma'am.
Okay, that's okay, Alwande. That's okay. All right, for those of you who are asking me to go back, I need you to hold on so I can finish the exercise, and then I will go back for you. Okay, Sikhe, what is number 5?
A square, man.
Square. Why do we call it a square?
Because there's four
Do you know
sides.
what is the properties? Remember, we were talking about properties of shapes. What kind of properties does a square have?
It has four sides of, because
What do we know about these four sides? Can anybody help him in the chat? Anybody help Sifa in the chat? What do we know about a square's sides? Anyone in the chat? Thank you, Jiria. I agree. Can you see, Sifa? What does everybody say about a square? That all the sides are? And I think I lost Sifa. All the sides are equal. Okay, all the sides are equal. So this side is equal to this side, is equal to this side, is equal to this side. They're all equal. All right, Lindiwe, let's do number 6. What is number 6? What do we call it?
I don't really know it, but I was hoping to answer other questions.
Oh, okay. But I am going to need you to know this one because it's quite important. It's a quadrilateral and we're going to be doing these. Okay. If you're a bit stuck, check in the chat. Somebody's helping me in the chat. Have a look in the chat. It's a
Quadrilateral.
Oh, not a quadrilateral. If you look in the chat, somebody's giving you the answer. I think Ayanda and Luto. And yeah, Luto's definitely giving you the answer.
Trapezoid.
Good, it's a trapezoid. Well done. Okay, we call it a trapezoid or a trapezium. You can call it whatever, any of these two. Trapezium, because these two sides, that side and that side, are actually parallel. Okay, Lindiwe, commit this one to memory. We're going to come back to it. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Excellent. I'm hoping I'm going to say this name properly. Retedisitwe. Hi, can I ask you to unmute and tell me what number 7 is? Ooh, Jiria, be careful. It's not a kite. I agree with Luto, but it could also be something else. Retedisitwe, what do you think?
Ma'am, it's a rhombus, ma'am.
Yes, good. It's a rhombus, or it can also be, what other shape could it possibly be?
A kite, ma'am. A diamond, ma'am.
A diamond, good. Okay, a kite has a little bit of a different shape. Okay. So it's either a rhombus or a diamond. Very well done, just Chelisitwe. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Roland, number 8 for me. And this one is so easy, I don't even know.
Yes,
What
it's
is
a
number 8
circle.
for? It's a circle. Why do we know it's a circle? How many sides does it have?
But it has no sides.
It has no sides. It's just one big shape. Excellent stuff, Roland. Excellent. Letitia, can I ask you to do the last one for me? Do number 9 for me. What is number 9?
Number 9
is a pretty hard one for you.
It's in the group of quadrilaterals. It's a parallelogram.
Excellent. It's a parallelogram. Okay, well done. This is a really hard word. It's a long word. Excellent. I'll tell you guys something. I need you guys to remember this shape. Guys, it's so important. We're going to be talking about parallelograms in so much detail later on, probably in next week's lesson. So I need you guys to remember all the quadrilaterals and all this, triangles that you see. I need you guys to commit them to memory. I'm telling you now, and I'm going to say it again, NB. Remember all your quadrilaterals. And remember, quadrilaterals are shapes with 4 sides. Okay. And I'm going to write this here. Okay. Remember quadrilaterals. I can remember how to spell quadrilaterals. Quadrilaterals. There we go. Remember quadrilaterals. Letitia says she has a question. Can I ask you to put your hand up so we can have you unmute? Remember, and then quadrilaterals. quadrilaterals are shapes. Yes, it's very tricky. Quadrilaterals are shapes with four, look at what I'm doing, with four sides. With four, and I'm going to make it a nice big four. Shapes with four sides. Okay. Okay, Jody's asking to see the trapezoid again, or the trapezium. There it is. Letitia said she had a question, my sweetie. Can you unmute and ask your question?
Does parallelogram come from the word parallel line?
Absolutely, it does. And I'll tell you why. Thanks for asking that question. Here's why, Letitia, is because these two lines are parallel, and these two lines are also parallel. And that's why it's called a parallelogram. Okay, that's why we call it a parallelogram. Excellent question. That was a very good question. I'm glad you picked that up. We were going to do it in more detail later, but thank you for asking that question. Yes, so somebody was struggling, Smita was struggling with spelling quadrilateral. Thank you, Jody and Ase, for spelling it for her. And Kamogelo says he has a question. Kamogelo, can I ask you to raise your hand? Oh, there you are. Can I ask you to unmute and ask your question?
Yes. I'm having a bit of a tricky situation.
Okay.
I saw a shape that I screenshot, trapezoid, but is it the same shape or is it different than the one that I saw right now?
To which one? If you look at number 6, that's on the screen at the moment. Number 6 is a trapezoid. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the screen before where I had all the different shapes, and you'll see
That's
that
the one. That's the one.
It's a little thinner than the one that I have in the example, but you'll remember I said that the trapezoid has two parallel lines like this, and these other two kind of come in. They curve in like this. Okay. Now, if we go back to this other one over here, you'll see that it has two parallel lines, and these two lines curve in. You see that? So they have kind of the same properties, and that's why we can call both of them trapezoids.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I don't want to put you in a spot, but does that pentagon remind you of something?
Normally I remember it because there's a pentagon in America where they do like some really shady under-dealing spy things.
Yeah.
That's how I remember. That's how
Yeah.
I remember it. Yeah. Okay. I think we're both thinking of the same place. Yeah. Yeah, same place. Well done, Kamogelo. If you guys don't know what the pentagon is, I suggest you guys go Google the Pentagon and see what the Americans are up to there at the Pentagon, because there is a place in America called the Pentagon. Nice catch, Kamogelo. All right. It's okay, Aziza, don't worry about it, as long as you understand the shapes. Sam says Illuminati. I'm not sure if it's Illuminati, but yeah, something along those lines. I don't quite know what they do at the Pentagon. Maybe you guys can do some research and tell me in the next lesson. All right, let's take a brain break. And again, we are going on a cruise. I think I'm gonna have to find a new game for us. Those of you who know how we go on a cruise, I hope you're ready for today's one. Okay, I hope everyone's ready. So can I ask everybody, I need your hands down because we're all gonna be playing this game in the chat. Okay. Mufluri, unless this is a question, we're going to play the game. All right. Okay, so Teacher Cat, are you ready?
Ready.
All right, excellent. So I'm going on a cruise, and I'm bringing sunflowers.
I'm going on a cruise. And I'm bringing bananas.
Bananas. Teacher Cat, you're not going on a cruise.
I knew it.
Let me see. Okay. So I'm sorry. Ayanda says he's bringing honey. Ayanda's not going. But, oh, he also said grass. So I think, and you need to pick one. Jeria says she's bringing a rose. Jeria's going on the cruise. Jody says she's bringing lavender flowers. So yes, you're coming on the cruise. I don't quite know how to spell lavender. I don't know if it's A-R or E-R. Guys, I'm a maths teacher, not an English teacher. I'm sorry. Khumutso says apples, not going. Ayanda says, Ayanda, you need to pick one. You need to pick one. Sihle says cake, no. Unati, you can't say roses because somebody else has already said it.
Ooh, Aziza says dandelion.
Teacher Cat says dandelion.
Aziza.
No. Aziza says dandelion. No, Aziza, you're not coming on the cruise. Josiami says blueberries is going on the cruise. Remember, guys, you can't put the same thing as someone else. You need to come up with your own. Sally says protea flowers. You're going on a cruise. Let me see. Akumzi says blueberries. You're going on a cruise. So trust me, it has nothing to do with flowers. Luto says cauliflower. Luto, you're coming. Smita says daisies. No, you're not coming. Nondando says tulips. Not coming. Luandile says grapes. She's definitely coming. Somebody said jacaranda. Kamohelo said jacaranda. You're coming. Gosinati said red roses. That's a bit of a cheat because there's already rose there. Somebody said lilies. No, you're not coming on the cruise. Somebody said jasmine. Hydrangeas. I like that one. You're coming on the cruise. Somebody says broccoli. They're coming on the cruise. Whoever said broccoli, they're coming on a cruise. I hope you guys are kind of getting the idea here.
Nope.
Oh, Buthe says rosemary. She's double coming on the cruise, actually. Gamekhala says thyme, no. Lindiwe says raspberry. She's coming on the cruise. Double coming on the cruise. Actually, triple coming on the cruise. Says,
I got it.
Did you get it? Did you get it?
Got it.
Sunati says orchids. Yes, you're coming on the cruise.
Finally.
Did you get it, Teacher Cat?
Yes.
Okay. Tetela says blackberries. She's coming. Misela says seeds. No. Jody, somebody already said Proteus. So no. Guys, you can't just go Colgate Simba chips, guys. they need to go with the theme of what we're doing.
This was a good one, Teacher Coco.
Wasn't it?
Yes.
Somebody said strawberries, you're coming. It's not nutrition, Miss Misela. I hope one of you guys can catch on. Teacher Cat, don't give it away. Yes,
I'm not. I'm just blown away.
Okay. Pansy flowers, no. Peaches, no. Apples, no. Tulips, no. Carnations, Luto, you're coming on the cruise. Flori says oranges, you're also coming on the cruise. Not peony, no. Masbonge, it is something natural, something that grows naturally, but very, very specific. Not,
wow.
It's not burritos. I agree. Oh, butternut, Siamo, you're going. Siamo's definitely going. Peaches, no. Does anybody see what they have in common? I don't know what a mandarin is. I don't know if you're trying to say Mandarin. If it's a Mandarin, yes. Yami said cherries, you're double going. It's not two words combined. Stella says watermelon, you're going. Somebody's PK the Kid 95. That's a very weird name. Sugar says sugarcane, but you're coming. Roland says tangerine, you're going. Has anybody figured it out? Okay, I'd like you to put your hand up if you think you've figured out how you get on the cruise.
So he just nodded. So
natural plants with seeds, no, Jody. Jaria, what do you think it is? What do you think is the trick here? What do they?
I think it's like natural growing things, like fruits and flowers, like stuff like that, but not all the fruits and not all like flowers, just like I'm not sure how to explain it.
Okay, but you're halfway there. You're halfway there. Okay. You are there, but like you're missing something very important. Okay. I need everybody to have a look at what all these words that I've written over here have in common. Can anybody see what they have in common? I'll give you a hint. They all have a certain letter in common. Muhluri, that's definitely not allowed in this class. Definitely not. Oh, Titello figured it out. I think Titello figured it out. Masana, do you think you know? What letter do they all have in common?
I think it's because they all like they have the letter R and A.
Yes, excellent. You figured it out there. Orchids has an R, sunflowers has an R, that one has rose, there's lavender, broccoli, rosemary, raspberry. That's why I was like, this person is triple going, because they all have R in common. Excellent. Well done, guys. I made that one specifically hard. I needed to see who was going to get it.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
that was extra.
That was extra hard, Teacher Cat, I think. Okay. All right, guys, everybody, let's do a quick stretch up into the air. Up, up, up. And down. Akumzi, if you said blueberry, you're probably right, yes. Okay. And then forward, stretch forward, everyone. And then stretch back. All right, okay. Let's get back into it. Remember, guys, we were doing shapes, but I did tell you that we're going to be focusing a lot more on triangles and quadrilaterals. But today we're going to be focusing more on triangles. Okay, and we're going to be learning about the different types of triangles that they are. But first, we're going to be looking at obtuse triangles, acute triangles, and right angles. Okay, that's okay, Nota. We've switched off the unmute button. If you want to ask a question, then you can raise your hand and we will unmute you. Okay, so remember, guys, we were talking about angles last week, and I hope all of you guys were listening to me when we were talking about how we measure angles, right? Because this is very important. Now, if we see this little triangle, okay, if we see this little triangle, we know that this triangle tells us that this angle is 90 degrees. That's why there's a huge, nice 90 degrees written over here. Okay, this means that it's 90 degrees. And as soon as I see a triangle, just remind me again, guys, in the chat, how many sides does a triangle have? Just tell me in the chat. Thank you, Juria. It has 3, Masbonge. Just in the chat for me quickly. Thank you. I'm glad we all know that a triangle has 3 sides. That's very important. A triangle has 3 sides. So as soon as we see a shape with 3 sides, and it has a little square over here, we're immediately going to call that shape a right triangle. Okay. And I need you guys to draw this one. If you have a ruler, take your ruler and your pen, draw this one, and then make sure you draw this square as well. Okay. That's very important. Okay. I need you guys to draw that for me, please. We call this a right triangle. Okay. I'm gonna give you like 10 seconds more. Hopefully you guys are drawing. Everybody's drawing. Letitia, which one are you asking? Which one are you asking about? Jaria says, ma'am, can it also be a right-angled triangle? Yes, you can also call it a right-angled triangle, but even if you call it a right triangle, we know exactly what you mean. Okay. It can be called a right-angled triangle or just a right triangle. It won't matter. You'll get your marks either way. Okay. Okay, then we're going to move on to the next one. This is called an obtuse triangle. Okay, an obtuse triangle. And an obtuse triangle, and I'm going to write this in words because this can be a little confusing. An obtuse triangle has just one obtuse angle. Can I ask somebody to put up their hand and remind me, what is an obtuse angle? Does anybody remember what an obtuse angle is? Oh, Letitia. Letitia, what is an obtuse angle?
An obtuse angle is an angle that's between 90 to 180 degrees.
Good. It's between 90 degrees and 180 degrees. Can you give me an example of an angle between 90 and 180 degrees? Or let me ask Jaria in this case. Jaria, can you give us an example? And I know your examples get kind of crazy. Can you give us an example?
Can you hear me, ma'am?
I hear you perfectly, my darling. Can you give me an example of an obtuse angle?
179 degrees.
I knew you'd say that. I knew. 179 degrees. Good, because that's less than 180 and it's definitely bigger than 90 degrees. Very well done, Julia. Okay. Okay, guys, I need you guys to remember that. Yes, and Misella's like 91 degrees. Yes, that is also an obtuse angle. Now, I need you guys to remember this, and I need you to write it down after you've drawn your obtuse triangle, that if this angle is obtuse, if this angle that we have over here is an obtuse angle, that automatically means that this angle over here and this angle over here, this will be an acute angle, and this one will also be an acute angle. Can you please write these into your little diagram of your triangle that you've drawn? Everybody who's giving me obtuse angles in the chat, I'm so glad you know what an obtuse angle is. Okay, but what I've just done now on the screen, drawing those other two angles as acute, I need you guys to remember that. So I need you guys to write on this one that this one is obtuse, and the other two angles will automatically be acute. Okay, I see two hands up. Are there questions? Do we have a question? If your hand is up, I'm hoping that you have a question and you're not just waiting to answer a question that I've asked. Florie, do you have a question?
Ma'am, I was just asking in the chat if we're also going to learn this in grade 8.
Yes, you are. But when you get to grade 8, they already expect you to know this. Okay, because in grade 8, they jump like, sure, where are your head? They're like, remember that thing you learned about triangles in grade 7? Okay, now we're moving on to grade 8 stuff. So when you get to grade 7, grade 8, you must already know this. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Alwande, do you have a question?
Yes.
All right. How can I help my student?
I don't really understand.
Oh my goodness. Sweetie, can I ask you to maybe mute and ask your question in the chat, because your mic is a little short. It's like picky, and I'm not hearing you all that great. Oh my word. Sure, Alwande? Teacher Cat is Alwande. I know, Sally. I was like, oh, what's happening? Alwande,
I can't even mute from my side. So
it's not allowing me to mute either. Okay, that was weird. We need to let Zoom know about that. But Alwande, my sweetie, can I ask you to put your question in the chat? Because, my goodness, that was something else. I think we just all went into a multiverse for a little bit. Okay, Roland, do you have a question? I hope you have a question for me.
Yes, Miss, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Well, Shishina, for example, we cut a piece of a watermelon. Is that now considered a acute angle?
Yes, but remember, a watermelon is kind of like an oval, right? So if I've got an oval like this, and if I cut, let's say I cut from the middle like this, my angle is going to be this little thing over here. That's going to be an acute angle. But, okay, but remember, if I choose that I want more watermelon than other people, I can be like, I'm going to have this part of the watermelon and you guys can have the rest. If that's my angle, that's definitely going to be an obtuse angle.
Yes,
Okay.
miss. Yes,
Okay,
miss.
so you need to decide, do you want a big piece or a small piece?
Yes,
And
miss.
that's to decide whether it's an obtuse or an acute angle. Okay. All right, I hope that answers your questions. Mukhuri, if you're a bit lost, that's okay. Ask all the questions you need to ask. All right, we're going to move on to an acute triangle. Okay, I hope everybody's drawing the acute triangle. Can anybody tell me anything about an acute triangle? What do you guys see about the acute triangle? Let me ask somebody who hasn't spoken to me today yet. Ntando, what do we notice? What do we notice about?
I noticed that these angles, I'm sorry, these angles
they're all
almost parallel lines. They're all acute angles.
excellent. They're all acute angles. Okay. This is an acute angle because it's less than 90. Can you give me an example of one, Antando? Can you give me an example of an acute angle?
Like the degree.
Sure. My goodness. Yo, I think technology is not on our side today. Everybody's like, oh, their mic is just not doing the things. All right, Jaria says 89 degrees. Yes, 89 degrees because it's less than 90 degrees. 89 degrees is going to be an acute angle. Noto, it does not mean that the angles are all equal. They're just acute, okay? So what I mean by that is maybe this one could be 40 degrees, and then this one over here could be 70 degrees, and then that means that this one will be 80 degrees. They're all acute angles because they're all less than 90, but it doesn't mean that they're equal. They're not equal. Okay, well done, Misela, for that example. Letitia, do you want to unmute and ask your question?
Wanted to ask, write an angle, a triangle adds up to 180.
The inside angles, yeah, they all add up to 180.
But the acute triangle does not add up to 180.
Oh, it does. It does. Quickly check the numbers that I've put here. If I put 80 plus 70. Oh yeah, I did. I made a bit of a mistake here. Sorry. Let me make this one 30 degrees. I'm sorry. 30 degrees. Sorry about that, Letitia. Okay. All right. So if I've got all the angles on the inside, and that's something we're going to learn in the next lesson, if I have all the angles on the inside of my triangle, they must equal 180. But Letitia, we're going to learn about that in the next lesson. Okay. Now I'm going to give you guys a chance to tell me what these angles are called. Is it a right angle? Or what the triangles are called? Is it a right angle, an obtuse triangle, or an acute triangle? I meant triangle, guys. I hope you guys know that. Okay, we are going to answer numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. And when you're done, I'm going to choose a quick emoji. Remember to answer in the chat. I want you guys to put the laughing face emoji in the chat for me. Okay. Muhuri, you can't put the laughing face emoji in the chat until you've answered the questions for me. Okay. You have to answer them first. And then once you've gotten the answer, they've already done number 1 for you. So I'm looking for answers for number 2, number 3, and number 4. Okay. Mr. L.A. Thomas, we're still trying to figure out who you are. Jaria's already put it, guys. These are easy. These are quite easy. I'll tell you that. These are very easy. Guys, remember, just one emoji, only one emoji, guys, remember. Thank you, I'm getting quite a lot of them. Well done. Chloe and not Sally. And Ritu made it wrong emoji. Letitia says laughing emoji. Yes, well done. Excellent, guys. Just one emoji. Well done. Excellent stuff. Well done. Okay, for the interest of time, that's okay, Wasiami. It's okay. All right. Okay, for the interest of time, I'm hoping you guys can mark with me quickly. Okay, we know that number 2 is going to be a right triangle because there's a little square, and remember that the square means that it's 90 degrees. So number 2 is going to be a right triangle. Number 3, because we have this huge angle over here, this is a really big angle, it's definitely greater than 90 degrees. Number 3 is going to be an obtuse triangle. And number 4 over here, again, we have that little square, which means this is 90 degrees. And this means this is a right triangle or a right angled triangle, as Julia calls it. Jody says, ma'am, are there any longer classes on Watobe, like longer than 1 hour? No, we only have 1 hour classes. Okay, I want you guys to answer these questions quickly. I'm going to start with Lindiwe. Can you tell me what number 5 is? What is number 5? Excellent, Hosiami, I see that. What kind of triangle is number 5, Lindiwe? I need you to unmute for me, my sweetie. Lindiwe, do you know the answer? Look at this angle. What kind of angle do we have here? Lindiwe is not answering. Chloe, do you think you can help her? I need you to unmute, my sweetie.
Ma'am, it's a right angle.
Oh, remember, right angle will be if it had a square, but this one doesn't have a square. It has a really
Ma'am, an
large
obtuse.
angle. Good, it's an obtuse angle. It's obtuse because that one angle is really big. Okay, the big angle over there. Ayanda, what do you think of number 6? What is number 6?
Ma'am, number 6 is the acute angle, ma'am.
Oh, not an acute angle, an acute what?
Oh, acute triangle, ma'am.
Excellent. Yes, an acute triangle. Well done. How do we know it's an acute triangle?
Ma'am, because it has 90 degrees, ma'am.
Oh, there's no 90 degrees here. What do we know about acute angles? They are? How do we describe an acute angle, Ayanda?
Ma'am, I'm not sure, ma'am.
Remember, it needs to be less than 90 degrees. So it can't be 90 degrees. It must be less than. Can you give me an example? Can you think of an example, Ayanda?
No, ma'am.
Think of any number less than 90.
65.
Good. 65 degrees is an acute angle. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Excellent. Noto, can you tell me what number 7 is?
It's a...
Look here. Check here. There's a square here. There's a bit of a square.
Yes, ma'am. It's a right triangular angle.
Good. It's a right triangle or a right angled triangle. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Very well done. Excellent stuff. Okay. And Roland, can you do the last one for us? What is the last one?
Was the last one is an acute angle, miss.
Is it an acute angle? Look at this one. Look at this angle over here.
Oh no, miss, it's an obtuse angle.
An obtuse angle, exactly. Remember, if we have one obtuse angle, then it becomes a obtuse triangle.
Angle.
Excellent. Very well done. Very well done. Okay.